That big turnbuckle and big charge, and he missed with that big knee right there, and Eddie Gilbert is hurt.
Armstrong quick to go to work on the leg. The injured leg now of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Can he take advantage of the moment? We're under 2 minutes here in our program. Armstrong's going for the figure 4. He'll have Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert right here. We're going to see a new television champion. You got to think we're going to see it right here. But ladies and gentlemen, there's Terry Taylor. Terry Taylor is here. The referee's calling for the bell. Terry Taylor here, taking the liberties on Brad Armstrong. And Taylor, he's never going to change. We know exactly what he's made of now, Magnum.
Nothing surprising about this. Any man that conducts himself the way he has in the past, nothing surprises me about Terry Taylor anymore. He has just saved Eddie Gilbert in the World Television title.
We're running rapidly out of time here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll keep it here as quickly as we can. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting hour here at the Universal Wrestling Federation. We've got a great hour in store for you. Barry Windham will defend the Western States Heritage Championship against Shaska Watley. You're also going to hear from Steve Dr. Death Williams. We'll see Terry Bam Bam Gordy take on the Angel of Death in a tremendous one-on-one confrontation. It's going to be one of the most exciting hours that we've had in a long, long time here from the magnificent Superdome here in New Orleans, Louisiana. We'll also be giving you a quick look at the UWF Top 10 in just a few moments. It really is going to be a great hour, and right now let's go up for our first match. The bell has sounded, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are in the magnificent Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. What?
I'm going to win this one. You watch and see, brother. I'm tired of getting my teeth kicked out. I'm tired of low pay. I'm tired of not making no money.
Well,
You watch it, brother. You watch it.
all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll attempt to interpret what he just said. He said that he's tired of getting low pay. He's tired of losing and getting his teeth knocked out, and he was guaranteeing a victory here. It's Mike Boyette with a record of 0-103. You heard it right, 103 in the loss column, taking on rookie Davey Haskins. Terry Gordy versus the Angel of Death in the hour. We'll be talking to Steve Dr. Death Williams. We'll see a great matchup. Steve Cox will take on Terry Taylor in this hour. Barry Windham defending the Western States Heritage Championship. Plus, we'll be telling you fans about great action coming to your arenas around this great land of ours. This is really a great hour. You don't want to leave your set on this one. Boyette sent Haskins to the ropes. And now Haskins moving around very gingerly. And Haskins went for a high cross-body press. But the wily veteran, Mike Boyette, moved out of the way. And now it's Boyette who's taking over on Davey Haskins. The UWF Top 10, quite an impressive list. Ron Simmons at number 10, Chris Adams number 9, Black Bart number 8, Sting number 7, Terry Bam Bam Gordy number 6, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes number 5. He replaced Dick Murdoch. Terry Taylor number 4, Big Bubba Rogers number 3, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, the television champion number 2, Barry Windham, the Western States Heritage champion number 1, and the main man, the world's champion, Dr. Death, sits at the top of the pack. A very impressive list. The UWF Top 10 reads like a who's who. And Mike Boyette, who is attempting to break what is being considered the longest losing streak in professional wrestling, as he takes on Davey Haskins, a young rookie from Memphis, Tennessee. UWF will be going to Memphis in just a few weeks. Haskins moves out of the way. Boyette went for a high-risk maneuver. And now Haskins hammering away at Boyette. High elevation. Boyette was in the lights on that one. Came down crashing hard, flat of his back. Haskins tried to put Boyette away with the drop kick, but Boyette hung on to the ropes. So many great live events coming around this land of ours, coming from the Great American Bash, which has built so much momentum in the world of professional wrestling and is not going to slow down. It will be a red-hot August. You can bet on it. Boyette who was on the 1964 Olympic team for the United States in judo. Boyette pitting predicament here. Haskins kicks out. We had a 2 count. Boyette, this match 1 fall with a 10-minute time limit. We'll keep you abreast of the time. Boyette raking away at the face of Davey Haskins here on our opening contest here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Boyette promised a victory here, and it looks as if he may keep his word. Boyette setting himself, going to the ropes. Haskins quick to come behind. Boyette holds on, and Boyette thinks he's got him. But Haskins in there. Haskins has got him rolled up. Can he hold him? Yes, he can. A count of 3. And Boyette is 0 and 104. Haskins the winner. And we'll be right back with more UWF action after this timeout. To the Universal Wrestling Federation, ladies and gentlemen. Michael P.S. Hayes will lead Terry Bam Bam Gordy to the ring. And if you like your action rough and tough, then you're in for a real treat, because we've got the Angel of Death at 6'7", 325 pounds. Terry Gordy, who tips the scales at that 300-pound mark as well. A former member of the Freebird family is the Angel. Great article with Michael P.S. Hayes called P.S.'s Rumors in this month's All Pro Wrestling magazine, with Dr. Steve Williams and Barry Switzer of the Oklahoma Sooners on the cover. Great stories about the Universal Wrestling Federation in this month's magazine. And this one here could be a story all in its own, because it was the Angel of Death, who at one time was a member of the Freebird family. Michael Hayes said he was an adopted member. And he turned on Michael Hayes. They had a very physical parting of the way. And with the Angel of Death's on and off relationship with General Skandar Akbar, this one will certainly hold special meaning for Big Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Coming up in the hour, an encore look at the great music video featuring Steve Dr. Death Williams. Football tackle, these two big 300-pounders colliding, and neither man giving an inch there. Gordy is known as one of the greatest brawlers in wrestling history, but don't ever forget that he can definitely wrestle as well. I think he'd rather fight, but he knows how to wrestle, no doubt about it. The Angel takes him to the ropes. The Angel saying, "You're not going to take me off my feet. I'm bigger, I'm stronger." And Gordy will have to perhaps modify his attack, as Michael Hayes here at ringside in the magnificent Superdome for the Universal Wrestling Federation. Remember, Steve Cox has challenged Terry Taylor. You'll see that in this hour, and so much more. Angel went for a clothesline, and Gordy got him off his feet. Terry Bam Bam Gordy with great football tackles, and that's the third one. The Angel removes himself from the ring as Big Bam Bam Gordy. I'll tell you, when he gets wound up and that momentum builds, there's nobody in wrestling any more dynamic as that man, the Angel of Death, I'm sure would attest. The Angel circling the ring, hoping perhaps that it will slow Terry Gordy down somewhat, stop perhaps the momentum. We're talking to fans in Bloomington, Minnesota, Fort Worth, Texas, Miami, Florida, Tulsa, Houston, Little Rock, Memphis, St. Louis, the big one back in Reunion Arena on Sunday, September 13th. All those announcements about great live action. And there's nothing like it live in your arena. We'll be telling you about that in just a few moments. Side headlock being applied by the Angel of Death, a three-sport star in college, played basketball, was a football lineman, was on the track team. Gordy graduated the School of Hard Knocks. Both men colliding once again, and now Bam Bam is on a slow boil here. The big men collide again, and look at Gordy staring down the Angel. And that clothesline, it caught him right under the jaw. Harry Gordy just caught the Angel of Death with a dynamic clothesline. And now Gordy taking over on the big man from Anaheim, California. Gordy mounting with a foot right to the face. Terry Bam Bam Gordy and another clothesline. And I mean a devastating one. 1, 2, and 3. The Bammer with a victory here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. And right now, let's get the Freebirds to ringside and hear what they've got to say. The boys from Bad Street are certainly back, ladies and gentlemen. A great victory for Terry Bam Bam Gordy. I know, Michael, you're turning your sights on tag team wrestling. That seems to be your train of thought right now, and there are a lot of great teams out there.
There's a lot of tag teams around. But when you talk about the tag team that made tag team in professional wrestling, you talking about the boys from Bad Street, the fabulous Freebirds. And I want everybody to know that the Freebirds have been through hell and back. And we will go again to get whatever we want. Because you see, like the brother Greg Allman said, we ain't no angel. We ain't no choir boys, and we'll never be a saint. But the Midnight Express and you, Jimmy Cornette, you beady-eyed, sissified punk, you got something to deal with, and that's called Bad Street USA.
Other great teams like Devastation Incorporated, the Lightning Express, Taylor and Gilbert, a lot of great teams standing in your way for the titles.
Well, you got the Lightning Express, but let me tell you something. They're not nasty. You got the Midnight Express. They're not nasty. You got all these other tag teams. They're not nasty. You're looking at the nastiest, devious individual standing right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Freebirds they're flying high, and we'll be back right after you hear this from the UWF. More UWF Wrestling in just a few moments. Right now, just 2 minutes with Sting here. I'll tell you, you have had some great challenges with Rick Steiner. I know Terry Taylor is there with Hot Stuff, Eddie Gilbert. But let's talk a little bit about, before we talk about Eddie Gilbert, you've had some great battles with Sting. We knew they would be.
With Steiner, you mean?
With Steiner, I'm sorry.
Steiner! Oh, Steiner! I don't know what to say. I'm just going to go nuts thinking about you, buddy.
Let's talk a little bit about the newest member of Hot Stuff International, Terry Taylor, a man that we know cannot be trusted after what we've seen.
Hey! I don't have to go out here and run my mouth, buddy, because my actions speak for myself. You know what I'm saying, punk?
And finally, the man that holds the UWF World Television Championship, a man that has said that he has taught you everything that you know. He was a great teacher, no doubt about it. We can see the results. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert is the man that holds the title I know you want.
Eddie's another punk. Listen, Eddie, I've been talking to John Ayers, pal. I got myself a match, possibly with you, for that title. I'm going to promise everybody out here and everybody in there that I'm going to take that title from you. I'm going to go right for your heart, buddy.
If you took the television title, it not only is going to hurt him financially, but it's going to hurt that massive ego of his. I think you know that very well.
He's finally going to go running home to Mama where he belongs.
Your negotiation with the Commissioner, John Ayers, are they going as you want? Are we close to getting that contract signed?
Very close, and I can't wait. The Stinger is coming. Check it out. Oh, yeah. Woo!
Well, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert certainly has a challenge confronting him. Sting will be a tremendous challenger for the television title. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with more UWF Wrestling right after you hear this from your local station.
I paid my dues time after time. I've done my sentence, but committed no crime. I've taken my bows and my curtain calls. You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it. I thank you all, but it's been no bed of roses, no pleasure cruise. I consider it a challenge before the whole human race, and I ain't gonna lose. We are the champions, my friends. We'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losing, 'cause we are the champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have Steve Cox taking on Terry Taylor in just a few moments. But right now, here with General Skandar Akbar at ringside, and it seems like everybody is gunning for the world's heavyweight champion, Steve Dr. Death Williams. And obviously, your men are in line.
Oh, you're talking about the thief in the night. Dr. Death, that fateful night in Oklahoma City. We all know you stole the title with the help of old Captain Nightmare, Dusty Rhodes. But on down the Rhine, in August, it's going to change. It's going to be the hottest August on record in UWF. And I heard Michael Hayes, imitation of life himself. You're worrying about the wrong people, Hayes. You didn't mention anything about devastation. But I'll tell you one thing, boy. I used to chew people like you up for breakfast and spit you out for dinner. And I'll tell you something else, punk. Anytime you want to get that half-wit Gordy and that no-good Roberts in the ring, that'll be just fine with me, because I'll gladly oblige. And one other thing, Dr. Death, I got Bart, I got Big Bubba, and I got the Terminator. And you know where you could go, because I'm going to get that UWF title one way or the other, because that's my bill, my bill, my bill, my bill, my bill.
General Akbar has obviously lost his obsessed with this championship. Now let's go up to the ring in our next great match. It's Taylor and Cox. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now that General Skandar Akbar has lost his composure and has left the ringside area, Terry Taylor has made his way to the ring. It'll be Terry Taylor in a special challenge match with Steve Cox. And it would appear that I'm going to be joined here at ringside with Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. So, hello, Eddie. How are you doing? Terry Taylor in a very exquisitely styled robe. Woo. And I'll tell you something. I still think about that asinine press conference that we all were duped into attending.
Wasn't that a great press conference? We learned everything we always want to know about Terry Taylor, and then Chris Adams had to stick his nose in. Where's he at today?
Well, it was humiliating, to say the least. The media, the press that was there, a lot of explaining to do. They felt just as deceived as the rest of us.
You can say all you want to. You can sit here and talk all day long, but the facts are the facts. The truth is the truth. Terry Taylor looks the best now he ever has in his career. He's the greatest wrestler. And plus one other thing, I'm going to make him even greater.
Well, we heard about your new allegiance with him and your tag team action.
That's right.
I will say that you guys will form, no doubt about it, one of the greatest tag teams
in history.
In the UWF.
In history of wrestling.
That could happen, but it will have to be proven in the squared circle, no doubt about that.
I can prove it anywhere.
And speaking of great tag teams, we'll be showing you a special piece, ladies and gentlemen, on talking about Sting and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, their history, because I know Sting will be just in the thick of things as far as tag team or single competition is concerned. He especially wants your television title.
Look, I taught the guy everything he knows, but I didn't teach him everything I know.
Well, it should be a great matchup. Hopefully you'll get that contract signed very rapidly. Terry Taylor in there with Steve Cox.
If he can sign his name.
It was several weeks ago when I was conducting an interview with Steve Cox when Taylor came out, interjected himself, interrupted. butted in, whatever you want to call it, and he really sucker punched Cox and decked him.
Well, Steve Cox shouldn't have smarted off to Terry.
Well, I don't remember that happening.
Would you stand there and let somebody talk to you bad either? Or maybe you would. Maybe you're that kind of guy.
Well, I think I can maintain my composure a little bit better. Taylor, in any event, I don't want to get a tirade about Terry Taylor. He is a great athlete.
He's terrific. He's the best.
Taylor sends Cox into the ropes. Nice football tackle from the All-American from Tulsa.
That was real good. He must have learned that in Tulsa.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more of Terry Taylor taking on Steve Cox right after you hear this from this television station. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Jim Ross at ringside with hot stuff Eddie Gilbert as it's Terry Taylor taking over with a vicious knee drop.
Yes.
On Steve Cox.
He's the best at that, Jim. He's the best at it. Boy, Cox was lucky kicking out of that one. Come on, Terry. Good elbow.
Taylor with a well-placed elbow, but Cox is fighting back.
Yeah. Using his fist, Jim.
The young protege of Dr. S.D. Williams in great shape, but he went to the corner. And Taylor with his experience moved out of the way.
A smart move by Terry Taylor.
Certainly was. Taylor did move out of the way.
He moved that ring a little bit, too. And notice Cox is wearing boots just like Dr. Death. Too bad he can't wrestle like him.
Well, he's just a rookie, remember. And he is one of the top rookies in our sport. Terry Taylor has got Cox up.
Oh, vicious shoulder breaker.
A vicious shoulder breaker. It was indeed.
It's a good move right there. Hook the leg. Good boy. He's lucky. That's all. He's lucky. You got to give Cox credit where credit's due. He is young. He's got a lot of fire. He'll stay in there. It'll take a lot to beat him. That's it, Terry, baby. Show him. Wait a minute. Don't get too cocky now. Hold it.
Cox inside cradle. Can he have Taylor? The referee's hand was coming down for the 3 count.
Pay attention, Terry. There you go.
Into the ropes goes Steve Cox.
Oh, did you see that kick? The toe of his boot, Jim, the toe of his boot caught him right in the throat.
Well, the toe, the top of the foot, wherever it was certainly effective, and now Terry Taylor.
Cox is mad too, Jim. Come on, ooh, get to the midsection.
Cox.
Feel across the ring. What's he looking for here? Drop kick, yes.
Cox is on fire. We haven't seen him look better here. He's got a vendetta with Terry Taylor. And Taylor's got his foot on the rope. That's the easy way out.
Smart move, Terry. Cox better stay on him right here, Jim, or this will cost the match if he don't stay on Terry right here.
Steve Cox has Taylor up. Taylor is in trouble here. Power slam. Great move by Steve Cox. Taylor, can he kick out?
Terry. There you go, Terry.
Terry Taylor now. Digging his fingers into the eyes of Steve Cox.
He was not.
It looked like he was from where I was sitting.
No, he just had his temples right there beside his eyes, his temples. There's nerve parts right there you grab and it hurts. There you go, Terry. That's it. Kick him right back the way he did you.
Cox laying on the ropes, helpless, and Taylor is taking over on him.
That'll give you a good back adjustment right there.
Terry Taylor. I tell you, we thought all along he might change back to his old ways, the Terry Taylor that we once knew. But I guess with your influence and his own thinking, that's an impossibility.
Oh, it's impossible. He's going to be a champion. He's going to be my tag team partner. We're going to be tag team champions. He's going to beat Dr. Death. He's going to beat everybody. I'm going to be the television champion forever. It's just great to be alive in UWF.
Well, Taylor certainly is making life miserable for Steve Cox at this point in time, but Cox blocks it.
Ooh,
the right hand, Cox.
Another fist. Keeps using those fists, Jim. Sends him in the ropes, back off, clothesline. Vicious clothesline. Get on him, don't be looking at the people.
Taylor kicks out.
That was his mistake.
Taylor's in great condition. Taylor falling away, building a back suplex on Steve Cox.
Cox got his shoulder up on too, Jim.
Cox holding on to the... He's count.
It's 3 count. He got it.
His feet were on the ropes.
Yeah, no, he should have broke it up. He should have broke it up, but if he didn't break it up, he won the match.
Terry Taylor is...
He won the match, though. Yeah. He won the match.
Terry Taylor is victorious, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be back. The crowd here is certainly not happy with this decision, and we'll be right back after you hear this. this is the new issue of All Pro Wrestling. Dr. Death Steve Williams is college coach Barry Switzer on the cover. I'll be talking to Dr. Death in just a few moments. But right now, let's go back in time. You know, Sting learned a lot from Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. It was Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert who really brought Sting to national prominence. Well, they have had a massive parting of the ways, no doubt about it. But we're going to go back and look, take a chronological look at their relationship, how it all started and how it all ended on this videotape. And then we're back with Dr. Death.
The trend of many professional wrestlers in the 80s is to be a member of a particular organization or group within the sport. No group is more controversial than Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert's first family of wrestling. Gilbert is not the typical leader. He is a tremendous one-on-one competitor, a former Rookie of the Year. The second-generation wrestler has held numerous titles, including the coveted UWF World TV title. Hot Stuff made an immediate impact on the sport, teaming powerful Rick Steiner with one of the sport's most amazing athletes, Sting. This awesome duo racked up victory after victory. Finally, they captured the most sought-after tag titles in wrestling when they won the UWF World Tag Team Championship from Chris Adams and Terry Taylor in the Omni in Atlanta. Once again, controversy reigned supreme.
Terry Taylor on the outside of the ring, still fighting with Steiner. He thinks they won the match. He was distracted just like Falk was. What a match. How in the world could Edwin Falk ever keep up with it?
With the tag titles came tremendous notoriety for Sting and Steiner. Reportedly, Hot Stuff became upset that his awesome young duo was getting more publicity than himself. Lightning struck the tag champions on UWF Wrestling in Tulsa, Oklahoma, when Brad Armstrong and Tim Horner, the Lightning Express, upset Steiner and Sting for the titles. And Hot Stuff's presence was sorely felt.
We've got a 1, 2, 3.
We got
the new World Tag Team Champions right here. The Lightning Express, the new UWF World Tag Team Champions. Unbelievable, Jim Ross.
Gilbert's plan backfired. And what we have right here on the Universal Wrestling Federation is you are looking at the new World Tag Team Champions, the Lightning Express. They're going to the throne room. The trophy case will be filled with the championship belts.
What an unbelievable matchup this has been. The action has been fast-paced, grueling from the very beginning. Everybody is on their feet here in this arena. This is the most exciting match I've ever witnessed ringside in my whole entire life. New World Tag Team Champions right here. Brad Armstrong, Tim Horner, the Lightning Express has definitely made their mark here in the Universal Wrestling Federation.
Horner and Armstrong. I'll tell you what, Horner, it's jubilation here on Universal Wrestling Federation. The young men, they said, Jim, we just want a chance. We just want a chance to go for it. They have gone all the way. Horner and Armstrong have gone the distance, and they are the new UWF World Tag Team Champions, and we've got more coming your way after this timeout.
All right.
But was this an accident? Or did Gilbert want his team to lose the titles and to embarrass the already popular Sting for losing the deciding fall? We may never know for sure. Gilbert and Sting's personal and professional relationship finally shattered in Little Rock, Arkansas. While Sting wrestled Terry Taylor, a man Gilbert was openly recruiting, Hot Stuff let his true feelings be known.
Himself to Taylor and giving Taylor that boot. Sting is bringing the referee back in so he can count the fall. But Taylor has the boot of, and he hit him right in the face with a cowboy boot. He hit Sting right in the face with a boot.
Unbelievable turn of events. That boot spelled so much trouble for Sting already, and now yet another loss going down to the boot of Eddie Gilbert.
Terry Taylor accepted the boot from Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Gilbert showing no allegiance, no feelings whatsoever with his protege Sting. And look at Gilbert and Taylor at ringside. It's really repulsive. Gilbert has finally and seemingly gotten
to Terry Taylor, but Terry Taylor took advantage of the moment, and he has won this match in so much controversial fashion.
Terry Taylor has definitely stooped his low.
Sting, the man who once refused an opportunity on national television to wrestle Gilbert for the television title because Eddie was, quote, his friend, has now promised to cost Hot Stuff the same championship. Gilbert and Taylor may have started a war the magnitude this sport has never seen.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed my pleasure to be here at ringside here in the magnificent Superdome with the new world's heavyweight champion, Steve Dr. Death Williams. Now, Doc, we want to talk about some of these great challengers that are wanting to sign on the dotted line to wrestle the man for the world's title. But I know you've got a special friend, the man that you played against in the Orange Bowl from Florida State University, a guy by the name of Ron Simmons on his way to the UWF.
Well, Jim Ross, let's say, we're talking about a great athlete. I'm not talking about Tom, Dick, or Harry off the street. I'm talking about Ron Simmons, four-time All-American who played at Florida State. I played against him. I think all you people, when you see this man, I'm talking about a raging bull, Ron Simmons. I think when he comes in here to UWF, I think all you people will accept him just like you accepted me. Now, one thing, if any of you people out there dream, I'm talking about dream on jumping my back when I'm defending this belt, I've got a nightmare for you. That's what I'm talking about, the American dream, Dusty Rhodes.
All right, Doc, we heard from Skandar Akbar earlier in the hour. He says that not only does Big Bubba want a rematch, but Black Bart's throwing his name into the hat as well. You've got Terry Taylor, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Rick Steiner, Barry Windham. The list goes on and on. The top 10 looks like a who's who.
Like I said, Jim, it's lonely at the top. Everybody's gunning for the gold. Well, people, I'm the man holding the gold, and I'm 6'1", 275 pounds, and I don't fear no evil.
Our fifth event. This is for the Western States Heritage title. TV time remaining. Introducing the challenger tonight from Chattanooga, Tennessee. 240 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, Shasta Watley. And from Sweetwater, Texas, 258 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, the Western States Heavyweight Champion, Barry Windham. One fall, television time remaining for the Western States Heritage title.
Shasta Watley in the biggest match of his career to date here in the Universal Wrestling Federation, challenging the simply phenomenal athlete, Barry Windham, the Western States Heritage Champion, and Windham, the first champion. He will go down the record books as the first man to ever hold this coveted championship, and it goes farther than just wrestling championships. A lot of heritage and a lot of history involved in why this championship came about. And Barry Windham with a great proud heritage from the great state of Texas and Sweetwater. First man to proudly hold this championship, Shasta Watley, the former three-time state high school wrestling champion in the state of Tennessee. He also wrestled in college and played linebacker for the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga football team. A great athlete, two sports star in college. So he certainly has all the credentials it would take to unseat Barry Windham here for this coveted championship. Windham sends Watley to the ropes, but Watley comes off with a lot of momentum. Windham showing his great agility. Windham drop toe hold, floating over into the side headlock. You know, it simply amazes me, Windham's agility, especially when you take into consideration that the man is 6'6" and weighs well over 250 pounds. He certainly has to be one of the brightest and biggest young stars on the horizon. Shasta Watley not intimidated. And Watley strutting his stuff there. Awfully proud of his last maneuver or two. Remember, fans, we'll be telling you in Memphis, St. Louis, Dallas, the big reunion event on Sunday, September 13th, will be a phenomenal card. Also coming to Columbus, Ohio, Tulsa, Houston. And we'll be telling all you fans about great action coming to your area, to your hometown, in just a few moments here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Remember, this match is one fall or television time remaining. Terry Taylor, what can you say about Terry Taylor that the fans haven't already said? And from here in the Superdome, I couldn't repeat many of the things they've said regarding Terry Taylor. We saw his true colors at the press conference. I think that all hope for Terry Taylor, as far as you fans that have supported him over the years, he really doesn't want your support. He doesn't want your friendship. And that's a sad state of affairs in any event. We've heard from the Freebirds there after championships, and there's a lot of great, the Midnight Express, of course, the Lightning Express, one of the greatest tag teams in the country today, Brad Armstrong and Tim Horner. Shaska Watley knows what this match means. It means a lot of money, a lot of prestige, national notoriety. But Watley certainly is looking the worse for wear here, because the 6'6" champion, Barry Windham, knows what it's like to put this championship on the line night after night against the toughest competition in the world today, right here in the UWF. Great drop kick by Windham. That big man can soar. Lateral press and a count of 2. Watley buries the right hand. And Windham has been addled, no doubt about it. Windham off his feet. Watley with a vicious headbutt. That's one of the best weapons that he possesses. And it's Windham outside here on the concrete floor. Watley following it out. And Watley with a double blow to the head. And right into the post goes Barry Windham, and Watley's trying to win this one at all costs. The championship on the line, and we'll be back with more of this championship matchup right after you hear this from the Universal Wrestling Federation. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. The Western States Heritage Championship on the line. Jim Ross at ringside from the magnificent Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. And Shaska Watley is taking every opportunity to take the air, take the life away from Barry Windham. He was blatantly using the ropes. Remember, it was Windham who was thrown chest first into the steel ring post. Watley's trying to take advantage of that. Look at his feet. A great camera shot there of Watley utilizing his feet. I think the referee saw him that time. Referee Carl Fergie assigned this all-important matchup here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. You'll see action like this, like many of you heard of just moments ago in your hometown. for exciting Universal Wrestling Federation action as Shaska Whatley attempts to win the biggest title of his career, the Western States Heritage Championship. And what an hour it's been here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Barry Windham. Into the corner he goes. We've seen Windham in trouble on many occasions, but I don't know if we've seen him quite extended like this. Remember his great match with the rowdy Texan from Waxahachie, Dick Murdoch, just a few weeks ago on the Universal Wrestling Federation. He has turned the challenge of the greatest competitors in this sport. He's up against it right here because Shaska Whatley has never looked better here on the Universal Wrestling Federation as Windham buries the right hand into the midsection. UWF coming to Memphis, Tennessee, back to St. Louis. The big one in Reunion Arena and all over this great land of ours. And you'll see action like this. Windham falling away with Shaska Whatley, belly-to-back suplex. Can Windham put him away? Windham goes for the knee drop, but Whatley moves out of the way. Windham, can he get up? His knee has been injured. Whatley quickly goes for the pin. That's a smart move for him. Remember, we said Whatley was a 3-time state amateur champion. He knows how to wrestle, but he definitely knows how to brawl. And can he win this championship? You talk about adding some zeros to your check, and that's what it's all about, going to that pay window. Whatley great behind the leg, but he only got a 2 count. Windham reaching down, and he buried that right hand. Whatley screaming out in pain, and now Windham with a right hand to the side of the head, and Whatley raking the eyes, and out goes Barry Windham once again. Windham is in deep trouble here, and his championship hangs in the balance here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Windham fighting back. He's a fighter. The big man over the top rope. Can he get Whatley over? He's got him. Can he hold him? 1, 2, and 3. Shaska Whatley has been defeated by Barry Windham. Barry Windham retains the Western States Championship with a rapid pinfall. What a hard-fought victory for Barry Windham, ladies and gentlemen. And what a great effort by Shaska Whatley. And I can tell you his stock has risen immensely after this matchup. Great matchup and a great victory for Barry Windham. Right here on the program next week, we will see that double bull rope collision. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and Dr. Death Steve Williams will take on the rowdy Texan Dick Murdoch and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. It's been a tremendous hour. The return of Terry Taylor with a controversial victory over Steve Cox here, ladies and gentlemen. And I was informed that we might be talking to Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. I don't know if they're going to make it here to ringside or not in any event. We have had a great hour. We have released the new top 10. And remember here next week, that double bull rope collision, Dusty Rhodes and Dr. Death will take on Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Dick Murdoch. Here next week, you will see the Lightning Express defend the UWF World Tag Team titles against the Midnight Express with Jim Cornette at ringside. All that and so much more here next week on the program. It's going to be another tremendous hour. Thank you very much for being with us. We're keeping you abreast of the time as we get it here. We're filling some time in this particular segment. Ladies and gentlemen, next week, the great hour. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you next week on UWF Action.